this person's question.
Hi, Blair Schumacher, Twitter handle Semestra.
Semestra. Cool.
You said that you were on the board of executive director for the Planetary Society.
Yeah, it seemed to be. Yeah.
Which I think is probably one of the coolest organizations out there.
Right on! Yes!
If everybody in this tent, after going and becoming a member, could do one thing to further the mission of the Planetary Society, what would you have us do?
Right now, I'm just looking at this room, it's all grown-ups, right? People who can afford to get here, seriously. And it looks like most of you are from the U.S., not all of you right now, but get hold of your congressman or representative. We're at a turning point, a crazy turning point, where people actually physically want to actually cancel the James Webb Space Telescope. Now, I acknowledge right away that the thing is over budget, and it's very, very reasonable to me as an executive myself that it was somehow mismanaged. Somebody didn't say no to somebody enough times. Very reasonable. Nevertheless, it's going to replace the Hubble. The Hubble is the world's telescope. It was built in the U.S. and a lot of other participants, but the images that have come back from Hubble are our images. Everybody loves them. It's changed our knowledge of the age of the universe. It's changed our perception of what I love to call our place in space. And so James Webb is the next thing. And so, okay, it's mismanaged, fine. Straighten out the management, but don't cancel it for crying out loud. It's going to replace Hubble, and then I remind everybody, okay, we have found that everything that we have, you and me, everything is made of stuff. Fine, it's made of chemicals. Periodic table, who doesn't want that? But it turns out 94%, 96% of the universe is made of stuff and we don't know what it is. Dark matter, dark energy. I love to speculate about the particles of dark, the darkons. That's my own word, sorry. Darkons. Greetings, Darkon. It is reasonable, not beyonding for me, that this next telescope will make a discovery that has to do with dark matter, dark energy. Maybe string theory is no good, whatever it is. This thing will give us insight into the motion of these distant objects and whatever's holding the universe together and whatever's making it expand faster than ever. In my lifetime, Big Bang was a big deal. Well, now everybody presumed the universe is slowing down, it's expanding. Well, it turns out the universe is accelerating. And you know why? Nobody knows why! So this telescope is very reasonable to me, will give us insight into whatever goes on out there. And we may discover, I'm not promising that we will discover the next relativity, but we may discover the next piece of physics, the next aspect of chemistry, the next aspect of astrobiology that no one ever thought of. And it will change the world. It will change the world the way Einstein changed the world. And we can do this for the price of a cup of coffee. For crying out loud, people. And then furthermore, also in addition, it reminds me so much of the superconductor supercolliders. So anybody have any age to remember this? We were going to build, the United States was going to build this particle accelerator to look for the next thing deep down in atoms. And since then, it has been supplanted nominally by the Center for Nuclear Research, CERN, in Switzerland. Okay. But it wasn't, the CERN isn't quite as big as the superconducting supercollider would be. And what happened, these guys, and I took, I don't know, 6 semesters of physics. I'm a mechanical engineer. My whole world is physics, all right? Physicists went to Congress in the United States, and they said, what are you going to do with this thing? And they said, well, we're going to look for the Higgs boson and compute the missing neutrino energy. And the congressmen are just like, dude, what? No, we are going to look for the next secret of the universe. That's what we're going to do. That's what the James Webb Space Telescope is going to do, is unlock the next secret of the universe. make a discovery that will change humankind forever. Is that worth it? Yeah, yes, that's worth it. Furthermore, can I just be unsettling? Because this is probably being recorded. And as I've said many times, I'm a human. Some of my best friends are humans. Not all of them, of course. But I was raised in the United States. I can't help it. I was born here. If it's U.S. versus Japan in the soccer thing, I mean, I'm very happy that the U.S. did as well as it did. Great. But you want to win. That's the thing. It's human nature. So if this next amazing discovery in deep space is not made with a U.S.-built telescope, how do you guys in Congress, people who are not members of the international science community, in Congress, the Senate of the United States, how do you feel about that discovery being made in China? I mean, it will be great for humankind, I'm all for it, but I hope you're a little unsettled by that. I hope. Then, furthermore, if you want something to do, this space launch system, which people whimsically call the Senate launch system, may not be the best use of our resources. I mean, it might be good to have rocket engineering left to rocket engineers rather than economics, if you want to do something. If you're not a member, if you're not from the United States, not a U.S. citizen, what you can do is really to help the planetary society, try to get your friends involved. We need to increase our numbers. I said need. It would be great to increase our numbers and engage people all over the world in space exploration for the betterment of humankind, to know our place in space. When you appreciate the Earth as this tiny object, a speck among specks, orbiting specks in specklessness, it changes the way you perceive the world, and especially right now, the way you perceive climate change. So if you're not from the U.S., if you can, get other people to take an interest in the planetary society, and I'm working as hard as I can to try to provide products to people all over the world to engage them in space. This is our first issue, just came out, that has a kids section to engage young people in space. So we are just trying to change the world. Thank you. It's a great question. Do you want to take any more questions, or is it time to go far?
We're about 19 minutes with a 10-minute poll as well, so it's 29 minutes long. You're going to watch the launch with us, right?
I guess so.
I guess so.
There was talk of taking me to another location. I'm going to follow my leaders. But with all that said, how about 3 more questions? Is that good?
Whatever you guys do.
Well, I'm here. I love listening to myself talk. So. Say again. Sorry.
Yes.
Bill. Yes.
Hello, I'm Laura Whitlock from Squirrel.
Squirrel and Squirrel.
And I've always been a big fan of major t-shirts.
Oh my goodness, she's wearing a science guy shirt. Yes. Bill, yes. Oh, yes.
But as a fan of your show from when I was about Yayy, and a substitute teacher who frequently views your videos in class, which was your favorite to make? What was your favorite episodes?
My favorite episode. So, I don't know you. But
You follow me, you would.
yeah, I know. You're a girl. But I'm never going to say. If you get a job dancing on Broadway, you never say your favorite dance partner, because then they're going to think that you're not going to dance with everybody else. With that said, getting a ride in the Blue Angels, for those of you not from the U.S., the U.S. Navy has a recruiting tool. It's a stunt fighter planes that fly to your city and do a cool air show. And these are FA-18 Hornets, and they go really fast, and they fly especially close together. And just tell you, for taxpayers and anybody with an interest in this sort of thing, there is a tactical reason that fighter plane pilots learn to fly very close together. It looks like one blip on the radar. And it's very very, very effective, even with the most sophisticated radars. I mean, the planes are going so crazy fast. Okay, so, now this I'm quoting, so normally I would do it in centimeters, but he said it in inches. I got to ride in February, and he said, yeah, Bill, you know, in February we're at 36 inches. We're at 36 inches. That's just a little less than a meter for my international friends. It's this far. That's how far apart the planes are. And he says, oh yeah, by the time we get to Seattle, at the end of the season in August, they go from city to city every week. Oh yeah, we'll be at 18 inches. Yeah. We'll be at 50. Whatever it is, 60, 55 centimeters. It'll be like this. And they fly. So the guy, they all have these crazy nicknames like Buzz and Speedy and Hurricane. My guy's name was Snooze. Because he flies the plane that has 2 seats, and so they go to your city and they put the DJ from the radio station in the back, or the newscaster, and he flies until he puts you to sleep. And he puts you to sleep, this expression knocks you out. Because these planes can go a little over 7 Gs. And it's right at the limit of your fitness. I mean, as people go, I'm a pretty fit guy, but these guys lift weights and do all this stuff to stay in shape so they can do this. And he's talking to me, Bill, you better go on it. And what that means is you've got to grunt, breathe, you have to flex your core and hold blood in your head so you don't pass out. But I was talking outside, so yeah, this is very exciting. You can see the computers control the on. But the other thing, now look, I'm an airplane guy. I worked on, I don't want to shock you, I worked on 747s. I will reassure you I was very well supervised. There's a couple tubes in 747 horizontal stabilizer and rudder that are kind of, I feel, my tubes, hydraulic tubes. And when you have a plane and you have spoilers that spoil the lift, the plane will turn. If you put them up symmetrically, the plane slows down. We call that speed brakes. It's the same on most airliners. It's the same plane, the same circuit. But they put on the speed brakes, and the faster you're going, the more braking you get. That's what makes speed brakes different from brakes. Okay, well, in fighter planes, in the F-18 Hornet, it's a single thing in the back, behind the cockpits, right in the middle of the fuselage. And you see it, I'm pretty sure you see it on the T-38, the F-5, is over there at the visitor center. T-38 has that beautiful Coke bottle pinch, I might add. It makes the cross-section change slowly. Gorgeous thing. Anyway. Fighter plane, they call it a board, the fighter jocks. I mean, it's made of some bazillion-dollar honeycomb, unobtainium, super strong, so it's board. So the head guy, the #1 pilot, he's there,
they're talking this like Zen thing to keep everybody calm because they're flying at 50 centimeters apart and we're just saying we're adding power. And this says adding power, it's just your face is filled like that. And then they say a little pull. It's going up. You can't keep your jaw closed. A little pull, a little more pull. The one that I did not see coming. He says, boards up, and then it boards, and then it's, everything, the plane slows down so fast. You're hanging the harness, the oxygen mask pulls off your face, your feet come off the deck. It's cool stuff. But I had a lot of good moments, but that was a cool ride, 41 minutes. 2 more, yes.